Some common questions have been bouncing around, like how do you move like Gihoe and how do you skate? Well, I'm sure Gihoe himself would be fine telling people some tips and tricks. I thought I'd make this quick and simple guide to the fundamentals of his movement and how you can apply it in both PvP and PvE. Before we get into the combos, here are some skills you should consider locking for this playstyle or movement. Watcher, or our Q buff, should already be locked for the purpose of using Tactical Strike from Preawakening. But if it isn't already, it's very handy to lock and use from hotbar instead. Radiant Explosion is an optional one, but we will get into that shortly. TLDR, locking Radiant and using it from your hotbar instead makes skating incredibly easy and less clunky. Most archers will already be familiar with this cancel, and it's fundamental for the movement. When sprinting, inputting a left click while shift isn't held will use a budget winged strike that I'm going to refer to as the slide shot. While it doesn't have any CC, protection, or damage, it allows you to regain stamina and more importantly can be cancelled with most abilities in our kit. The common use for this is forward movement cancelling the sprinting slide shot with glide, like so. The slide shot can also be used after other skills. This is where locking Radiant becomes useful, but not mandatory. If Radiant is unlocked, inputting W, Shift together, then immediately left clicking will perform a slide moving shot. This is pretty clunky at first, but easy to get the hang of. If Radiant is locked however, inputting Shift, W and left click at almost the same time will perform a sprinting slide shot. This is the main movement combo people ask about. Once familiar with slide shot and glide cancelling, you may start to realise that slide shot can be woven between many forward mobility skills in our kit. As slide shot can be cancelled with or into glissade and glide, the common way to do it is glissade into slide shot into glide into slide shot. Each segment of this combo can be interchanged, so an extended combo is glide, slide shot, glissade, slide shot, glide, slide shot. This is an insane way to traverse distance, as during glissade and slide shot, stamina is regained and only used by glide. If Radiant Explosion is giving you trouble, locking Radiant Explosion makes this combo very fluid and gives you more options in PvP. With Radiant Explosion locked, not only do you not have to worry about the slide shot input timing, but you can also start the combo with a slide shot while glide is available. This is my preferred way of skating, and it makes skating easier to manage in PvE as well. A neat little trick that most archers should know is that Ragon's Spirit cancels certain skills like glide. I've received multiple questions about this part in Gihoe's combo, where he transitions from slide shots and gliding to Preawakening. During a glide or slide shot, inputting A or D plus Shift plus right mouse button will swap to Preawakening with Ragon's Spirit. This is the main flow to Piercing Cry from the gliding combo. Once familiar with this cancel, you'll want to know how to endlessly rotate this combo. Here's the common transition. Holding Q or C while performing a winged strike will swap between Preawakening and Awakening, between the first and second shot. You can also tap C after going from Preawakening to Awakening to do Piercing Cry, but that's probably covered better in someone else's guide. With Radiant locked, after swapping from Awakening, you can go straight into a glide and start the combo again. Here is another place where locking Radiant is useful. You can immediately follow the Q or C swap with a slide shot to allow Glissade more time to refresh and regain more stamina. One thing you may notice Gihoe does is he does a backwards moving shot without swapping to Awakening. This can be done by holding Q while doing a backwards wing strike in Preawakening. This trick is very useful for both large and small scale because while you can gain some big distance, it's a very quick knockdown and you can immediately follow up with Bolt of Radiance. Skating is very useful for large scale and small scale. It's also very good at optimizing rotations in PvE. So I implore everyone who watches this to sort of at least get a basic understanding of how it works, and maybe even use the sliding around just to get places quicker, use less stamina. It's very good for repositioning in node wars as well. Thank you very much for watching. If you have any further questions, feel free to contact me on Discord or pop into Twitch chat if I'm streaming.